Hello, beloved listeners, and welcome to Snake People at the Movies, film criticism by people who actually like film. Join us as we dive into movies we love, movies we respect, and movies we wish we could unsee. It's the podcast where we talk about growing up and living queer, nerdy, and depressed online and at the cinema. From the kids who are once again speaking out in defense of genre film, it's Sneople at the Movies. I'm Helena.
I'm Ezra.
And I'm Matty. It's very weird that it's already, this is the second episode of 2023, and I'm like, oh yeah, because it just started, it's
Time
early
is
January.
Fake.
Bro, it's fucking February, basically.
Fake.
It's not, you can't say
weird.
that. You can't say that it's basically February, because
taxes.
it's not. We can't be loosey-goosey with what little time and constructs we have. We have to hold on to reality.
What, by the time this episode comes out, it'll be February, though.
God damn it.
Oh, shit. Hey, everybody. How's February 2023 treating you? Feel free to answer my voice from the past, which you cannot actually interact with.
Out loud.
You know what people love doing? Talking at podcasts. So.
I do. So maybe I'm just projecting.
No, I was gonna say, we've had at least one or two friends who have been like, I keep talking at the show.
I keep trying to talk back because I think it's just my wacko friends yelling about movies again.
And we lost listeners that way. That's what happened. So don't do it, listeners. Because you'll just get sad that you can't talk
listener.
to us.
We've lost a listener who couldn't listen because they kept trying to talk at the show.
Yeah.
Her, sorry.
Briefly, I want to address the fact that the Oscar nominations came out, which is ridiculous.
Do you want to talk about the Oscar nominations?
No, not really.
You know what I realized when I read the Oscar nominations? How few movies I went to last year.
Yeah, that was something I didn't watch very much from last year either, and I'm like, I should watch more before the Oscars come out. I watched
quite a few movies last year. I just wasn't watching things as they came out.
Yeah, I wasn't watching anything, new for the most part.
So I have a list. I'm, making I'm gonna, make a list of stuff I want to see before the Oscars, just because I want to be able to, do informed heckling.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's more fun than uninformed. Although, you would have to pay me Jeff Bezos money or possibly do moderate war crimes to me to get me to watch Babylon, so,
Babylon is so interesting. I've heard so many different groups of people who I trust equally say it's terrible or it's great. So I'm fascinated.
I just know
I actually don't know anything about it.
There's from what I've read, it just made me go, I have so little unstructured time in my life, and nothing about this is presenting a compelling argument for why I should spend it on watching that movie.
That's fair.
It's the new Damien Chazelle film about early Hollywood, 1920s Hollywood. It's supposed to be kind of crazy, but that's fine. I'm again, my favorite Damien Chazelle movie, I say again, I've said this in the podcast, I've said it to Ezra privately, my favorite Damien Chazelle movie is First Man, which was everybody's least favorite Damien Chazelle film. Sure. And I was like, that's the only one I've really gone for so far.
Speaking of uninformed heckling, I've never seen a Damien Chazelle movie, and I see no reason to start now. Because he's made one movie that I can't watch because the trailer made me have a panic attack, and he's made a bunch of other movies that I just have no interest in watching. Live your best life, man. Do it somewhere, may God bless and keep Damien Chazelle far away from me.
I might have seen one of his movies, I wouldn't know.
Whiplash?
Nope.
La La Land.
No.
Okay, First Man.
Nope.
And that's it. And Babylon. So that's
okay, great. So no.
So you're done.
That's not that wasn't me trying to be haha, fuck this guy. That was me being I just haven't heard his name before. No, so I just don't really have any context here. But I'm not particularly, I don't know anything about First Man, but the other two I'm I don't know.
I don't know. I got to explain. Turned out that one of my coworkers didn't know that the Elvis movie was done by Baz Luhrmann, so I got to make his day. He's like, wait, hang on. I love Baz Luhrmann. I didn't realize that was a Baz Luhrmann movie. I'm like, my man, you are in for a good time.
Oh, like, Elvis?
If you like Baz Luhrmann movies, yeah. If you don't like Baz Luhrmann, do not watch that movie. It would be a gargantuan waste of your time. If you like Baz Luhrmann movies, you're probably gonna have fun. It's very much it's a Baz Luhrmann movie. The man truly, I mean, he makes a particular brand of movie. And if you like it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a very good...
not even really an acquired taste. It's just divisive.
That's a very good segue, actually, into our What We Sneak, because one of the movies that I watched recently was Elvis, because I am also in the process of doing my catch-up. Because I saw, 25 or so movies this last year, but I have, 40 other ones that I want to watch, which I'm not going to watch by the time.
So many movies,
I'm not worried about doing it. Because I did that last year where I was like, I'm going to watch all of these movies before the Oscars.
You were really hardcore about it last year.
Kill me. Yeah, and then I was burnt out forever. So I'm not going to do that, but I do want to see all of these eventually. But I did watch Elvis. I enjoyed myself.
I had a good time.
It's insane. Tom Hanks, I don't know what that is, but good for you.
I'm gonna be real here. Whatever the fuck Tom Hanks was doing in that movie, I find much more interesting than the last several boringly noble everyman characters he keeps getting asked to play. Mm-hmm. It's more fun. Let Tom Hanks be a freak.
Yeah, so true. And the thing is,
he deserves it from time to time.
People were talking about the crazy accent he has in it. The thing that they didn't mention, which is even crazier, is that you actually get used to it. You're just like,
by the end of the movie, you get Stockholm Syndrome and into considering it fairly normal. Either that or it's fundamentally not the weirdest thing happening in that movie by a long shot.
Between that and Austin Butler's extremely committed Elvis voice, also,
he deserves that Oscar nomination. He deserves that Oscar nomination. I stand by this. I remember walking out of that movie going, I don't know that's not that probably objectively wasn't that great a movie, but give that man an Oscar.
Yeah. It was definitely, it was something to watch. It made some interesting points, which a lot of biopics don't even bother to make. Were some of them kind of insane? Sure. But whatever,
It's also, I saw an interesting comment that somebody was saying that it feels a lot like there's one particular very popular biography of Elvis that's very it's very much treats it like a story, kind of like a fairy tale and then a Shakespearean tragedy. And that's the angle that this movie decided to take. And I thought it did both of those angles very well. Also, it looked good.
It did look really good. The costumes were amazing.
It looked really good.
The editing was fun.
There were a lot of rhinestones in that movie.
A lot of rhinestones.
The rhinestone budget for that film alone.
A lot of sweat.
Very sweaty. Very sweaty film. That was, I think, one of the sweatiest not a sports movies I think I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But what Austin Butler is doing up there kind of feels like a sport. I do... Unfortunately, I was watching National Treasure, the TV show, National Treasure Edge of History tonight. It's just one of the other things that I've been watching. I promise this is related. I can't spoil how. But in the third episode, they break into Graceland for reasons.
Okay.
So you know how we thought that there are parts of National Treasure that are objectively very funny and insane because it's there's a secret treasure map on the back of the Declaration of Independence. Yeah. I promise
it requires you to just roll with it a lot.
I promise you that what Edge of History is doing, especially when it's Elvis, when it brings Elvis into it, which because I had just recently watched Elvis, I was like, huh? was actually more insane. They're like, all of the teenagers are like in their early 20s are like riffing on like, oh, like what the clues are, and I'm like, hang on a second, wait, you're actually
oh my god,
you're actually saying that you're gonna go to Graceland? Yeah, Matty?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't care if you spoil the National Treasure TV
show.
Oh,
me neither. Go ham.
Well, it's complicated.
I think you spoiling the National Treasure TV show is probably gonna make me more likely to watch the National Treasure TV show, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay, full disclosure. So I watched one episode last night, and that was all I was going to watch, and then they ended on a cliffhanger involving my new favorite character, which is their, the comic relief friend with the trans mask swag who's like has mad OC energy, who's like the new Riley Poole character, and I was like, I have to keep watching because I'm invested in his well-being already after 48 minutes. He's a stupid himbo.
Yeah.
So I kept watching it. By the way, Catherine Zeta-Jones is in it, which I like completely missed.
Fascinating.
Okay.
By all of the promotional stuff for the show. She looks kind of, I don't know anyway, she's beautiful, but I was like, what's happening? And anyway, I accidentally watched 2 episodes last night, and then I watched 2 episodes tonight. And they find a clue. I can't remember what it says exactly, but it's a 3rd episode, and it's something to do with like Sun King or something, and it's like, oh, Sun Records, king of rock and roll, Elvis, and Elvis was a Freemason because here's this photo of him doing the Mason handshake with like the president, and he has like a clue in his secret room in Graceland that everybody talks about because they're one forensic conspiracy theorist, and so they have to break into the secret Elvis room in the Graceland Museum. And get this message that Elvis left for them. Elvis leaves a voice recording for them that includes another clue. It's just like, I just want to share that with you because that was really special to me. Well, not for them specifically.
Okay.
But for
somebody.
The next treasure hunters. It's The Secret Lies with Charlotte, but in the Elvis voice.
Yeah. I mean, no one is going to be The Secret Lies with Charlotte, but that's fine.
No, nobody can be her. But
do you ever think about the fact that Sean Bean just spent like a good third of the 90s playing different versions of that character? And they're all
kicked ass all the time. Yeah, absolutely.
What I'm thinking about is, as far as the events of the show go, Sean Bean is like still in federal prison somewhere, and meanwhile Riley Poole is walking around recording a fucking podcast, trying to get a show on streaming and get like his best friend Nicolas Cage involved in it, and Nicolas Cage is like, I'm too involved with caring for my dog, and you're just like, oh, this man.
Actually, Nicolas Cage is off experiencing the events of Pig.
Yeah, exactly. For real. Justin Bartha enters the story by walking off an airplane to a Meghan Trainor song. So,
of course,
I just think that deserves a Peabody Award, and I will be campaigning for it. Anyway, I've watched other stuff that I'll briefly pass through because we have to keep recording this. I rewatched My Neighbor Totoro. Just my like beloved. The 2 things. Yeah. I watched RRR, which also insane. I do recommend because it's a wild ride. Male friendship has never been the same. I watched Saw for the first time, which is kind of like part of the inspiration for this show was
you did.
This episode. I was very happy. I was
I'm so glad that I'm no longer like sitting alone being like, no, listen. The first Saw movie.
It's good. Like it gets you right from the beginning, and then you're like, ooh, where's this going?
And it's not really that gory because they couldn't afford it.
It's not. It's like really just like, and even the 1 or 2 like really violent stuff they don't really show. They just show the aftermath of it.
Yeah, because they couldn't afford it. It's more of a thriller than anything.
But they could afford. Anyway. Yeah, like their budget went entirely.
But they could afford Carrie Elwes.
Carrie Elwes and Danny Glover, and then like at least 2 actors from the TV show Lost, which was concurrent to this.
Which is so funny to me.
Don't think I didn't notice. Danny
I've never
Glover's...
seen Lost, so I wouldn't have known that.
Well, just saying. It can help you on your quest one day.
Sure.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Danny Glover's sidekick, who meets an unfortunate end in that film, was one of them. And then the hospital orderly, who becomes a larger character later in the film, was also famously...
Really?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
He was like a major villain on Lost. One of like the most major characters.
Typecast.
He's very good. He always plays creeps like that. Good for him. But yeah, I had a really great time. I also read the Wikipedia plot summaries for like the rest of the Saw movies, and I was just like, whoa. Lore.
I've only seen Saw 2 so far. I know the plots of the other ones. Saw 2 is kind of dumb. I think they're all kind of dumb.
I think they're supposed to get like increasingly dumber, which is fine.
The way that 2 plays out is interesting. We are not talking about Saw right now. You have to... Sorry.
Okay, I have one more film.
The door was unlocked and I was like, oh, excellent. Saw time.
We'll get there. We'll get
there.
Briefly. And I also watched Turning Red last night, finally, which was... another one of the movies I wanted to catch up on. I really liked it. It was very sweet and really beautifully animated.
I really want to watch that.
Yeah, it's a good one. A lot of the stuff like that Pixar's been doing recently, or that I think have been justifiably criticized, or that kind of like really complicated, like I don't know how to describe them, but like metaphors for something, but they make them literal. So it's like the Inside Out thing, where we're going to take a journey of this girl's inner mind, and it's like, but that's also a metaphor for something else, where it kind of gets like a little bit over the top, and they, instead of just relying on telling the story the way that it is, and like you can still have an imagination and create things within that world whilst telling a very simple story. And I think that Turning Red almost falls into that a little bit, but not quite. Like, it manages to be its own kind of thing while still having an element of that in it. Yeah, sounds very exciting. Very good for her, the first time director of like did that short film Bow, and which I quite liked actually.
You're right.
I
do too.
I really liked that a lot.
Yeah. Sick. Excellent Sandra Oh performance. Anyway, that's what I've seen.
Neat.
Fuck yeah.
I have not watched a ton. I watched... This was the other part that inspired the topic of this episode. I watched Reanimator and Bride of Reanimator. God, those movies are fucking wild. I had a lot of fun now. That was one of those ones where I was like, I know I'm gonna like these. I just didn't get around to it. And I was right. I did like them. And I rewatched the John Wicks 1 through 3, knowing that 4 is coming out in March, and I hadn't seen them in a long time. I like John Wick. Is there some questionable stuff in John Wick that isn't actually the violence? Yeah. Do I still have a really good time whenever I watch the Wicks? Yeah. And I think there's some... God, the fight choreo is so good.
Yeah.
Some of my favorite fight choreo, maybe ever. Locations are great. The lighting is great. Anywho, so I like the Wicks. Glad to see him again. I watched some Psych yesterday just because I felt like it. I love that show. It's my friend.
It is your friend.
And then I've been rewatching Mushishi, which is my favorite anime. It's really, really beautiful. It's poignant. It's like just kind of like subtle. I don't know. It's my campaign to try and get everyone to watch it, even if you don't like anime, because I'm like, listen,
I know.
Shaking the bars of my cage, listen, it's good.
When I asked you like years ago, like, hey, I want to get into anime, what's a good like starter anime to get into? Like, that's the one that you recommended to me, and I actually did start the first episode, and then it just like fell off, but it was really interesting and very visually beautiful, so I was like, oh shit, I forgot to keep watching.
Hey Helena, speaking of anime, you know what I think you might like? Spy Family.
Okay. Spy Family's fun. I
told
you I need
very fun.
I caught up on the manga, but that was a few months ago, so I'm probably no longer caught up. But I really like it. It's fun. I haven't seen the anime yet.
The one thing I will say about it is that, like, generally I'm like, these, like, I'll watch the dub if it's a good dub, otherwise I'll watch the subs. Dude, this dub is so good.
Oh, okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, it's like an incredibly well done dub. If you want to talk about terrible dubs, is that are you?
I'm done. That was it.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, like I said, I've been watching more Spy Family with because my roommate's back, so I'm no longer trapped in my box of an apartment by myself, going insane. It's fine. I'm fine. And so we started watching Spy Family again. And then Kai was like, hey, I need to show you some episodes of this anime from like 2014 at this point, which is called Yona of the Dawn. I watched the first 2 episodes and I'm like, oh no, this is exactly the kind of like fantasy bullshit that I've missed so much in my life.
I've heard that bangs.
Dude, the dub is horrendous.
That's not shocking. There's
it's
like an
so
era.
Bad!
There's an era of like certain kinds of anime
it's
where like
fucking shockingly
the dubs
awful.
are not great.
It was like, okay, we're gonna have to watch the subtitle. Like, it's like, all right, better watch this like when you aren't trying to do anything that you need to look at, because you best be looking at the screen because the dub is fucking excruciating.
Yeah.
Anyway, I really like that. I went back to like finally finish this kind of like, not trashy's not the right word, middle brow fantasy series that I had read a while back, and I was like, no, I am gonna finish that, because sometimes you're just in the mood for like generic ass high fantasy stuff. Sometimes you simply are, and that's okay. I feel like I can't think of any like movies that really fit that. I don't know, that I've actually watched. I'm like, we really fantasy film just like nobody wants to make it. Like people do, I feel like people do like sci-fi and stuff, and it's like, wow, fantasy film just like is largely non-existent.
Well,
no, but like I'm trying to think about like,
not as much as like mid-level fantasy books. That's for
sure.
I
think that's what it is I'm so used to just there being a truly inexhaustible supply of like
they're a dime a dozen
mid fantasy books versus fantasy film.
A lot of the fantasy genre in Hollywood right now, I think, is taken up by Marvel too. I think some people qualify it as
it's taken up by Marvel, and then a lot of it is like young adult stuff.
Yeah.
Or it's like there's a lot of, I hate that it's like, well, your options are like high fantasy and like urban fantasy, because it's not urban fantasy. If it's urban fantasy, it best be because the magic comes from being in a city, or I don't want to speak to you. But, you know, like magic existing alongside what we would perceive as like a normal world, you know, as opposed to like, this is happening in like a fantastical land. I guess they did the Wheel of Time show. I liked the Wheel of Time show. I don't know. I don't really know where I'm going with this. I've been thinking a lot about like setting. Anyway, I've been watching my roommate play Breath of the Wild, which has made me think about game design a lot. And has been warring with my perverse urge to try to play Dragon Age Inquisition again. Don't ask me where this came from. I mean, because I watched the Dragon Age show on Netflix, and then I was like, what if I play Dragon Age Inquisition? It's like, bitch, you don't want to do that, but I might do it anyway.
Yeah, we talked about this on the last ep too.
I was like
you and I are ongoing saga of like, I don't want to do that.
But like, some part of your brain just keeps being like, you could play Inquisition.
Oh, but you could. And I'm like, no, I want to play Fire Emblem. I'm gonna play anime chess. Please leave me alone.
Shut up.
Anyway.
And I finally saw the LARPing episode of Supernatural.
Yes.
Which is a masterpiece. Fuck off. I'm so mad about how good that was.
Happy birthday to our sweet boy, by the way. His birthday was yesterday.
Happy birthday to Dean Winchester, who would be 44 this day had he not been murdered by a rusty nail in a barn in fucking nowhere.
I almost said if he had not been murdered by a Party City wig, which is not what happened there, but those are the two things I remember about the Supernatural finale.
I mean, I'm gonna say that's what happened.
The Party City wig is what murdered me. The nail is what murdered him.
Yeah, thank God Dean did not live to see the wig.
Yeah, oh my God. He would have ripped that thing off of his head right away. Be like, you're kidding me with this,
Do you think he would have?
Yes, I do. I feel like I have faith in him still.
I think you're being too kind.
No, I love him.
I do too, but alright, moving on.
I have to keep his flame alive, his memory burning, this tiny candle. Anyway. Fuck off.
Wish him a happy birthday on our podcast. Anyway.
Yeah. People are gonna stop listening to us for that. That's okay.
How do we get the supernatural girlies to listen to our show? How do we tap that audience?
Oh god, I don't know.
I don't know if I want that audience. Never mind.
I think that's playing with fire, Matty.
No,
I think we're gonna get in trouble.
I was thinking that we're gonna get unlistened or unsubscribed to by all the people who are like, it's annoying to wish fictional characters happy birthdays.
Oh, I mean, it is. I don't care.
Okay.
Whatever.
I do lots of things that are objectively annoying. Who gives a shit?
Unless they're Dean Winchester, so fuck off.
Yeah, I mean, also, look, if Jensen Ackles is out here actively celebrating Dean Winchester's birthday, you know.
And I don't know anybody more cringe, but that's okay, because he's allowed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, what are we talking about?
Podcast.
Well, we're once again defending the genre.
Speaking of supernatural
attacks, real and both real and imagined.
Yeah. Go ahead, Z.
Oh, I was just gonna say I was listening to one of my favorite medieval history podcasts did an episode reviewing A Knight's Tale. And the host, who is a medievalist, is like, yes, every medievalist I know is obsessed with this movie. And her co-host had never seen it before. And he's just like, literally, they do not make movies like this anymore. And I was like, yeah. And then I was thinking, I was like toying with that. And then I happened to see a brief interview with Michael Shannon, which was specifically about the assistant director, the woman who was killed on the set of Rust. Yeah, anyway, so it was like the point of this article was a lot more serious, but he was saying that like the thing with Hollywood these days is like everything is either the budget is the GDP of a small nation, or you say, I need $3.5 million to make this movie. Somebody says, okay, but this person made a different movie that happened to get a whole bunch of critical acclaim for $1 million. And then you say, okay, but I need $3.5 million to make this movie in a way that like no one's going to get run over by a car. And then you just like can't get it funded. And it made me think about how like it does feel like it's like everything is either like tiny little art house movies or like straight up, though you usually see those numbers in like geopolitics.
Yeah. There's no, speaking of mid-range movies, there's just nothing in the middle of that Venn diagram.
No, it really doesn't feel like it. Whereas that is like the bulk. There used to be just like so many movies pumped out that were somewhere in that range. And because more people would just go to the movie theaters.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, I just want to go to the movies. I'll go see that. Sure.
I'll go see whatever. It's not about the movie I'm going to see. It's about the experience of going to a movie theater.
I feel like it used to be a thing where you'd be like, oh, we're going to go to the movies. What are you going to go see? Well, like, we might go see this. We might go see this. Like, we'll decide when we get there. We'll see what's playing. Like, I definitely did that as a kid.
Yeah. Every Friday we go to we didn't go every Friday, but like every Friday we go to the movies. And we, a lot of people did that.
Yeah, and it's
obviously, and like even before COVID, that was the thing that, with streaming, that wasn't a thing that happened quite so much anymore.
It's like it feels like now you're so much more likely to only go to the movie theater to see a specific film you have already decided you want to see.
Yeah,
which means that either advertising is so much more of a part of like what people decide to go see, or you're dialed into like fucking film Twitter or whatever, and that's how you find out about, you're like, oh, well, now I need to go drive 50 miles to go to some art house thing and see this movie that somebody made for, $750,000.
Yeah.
Right. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Yeah, anyway, I just thought that was just like a combination of things that I listened to today and went, huh.
Yeah, that's an interesting point. I would love to, like, do that, though, is just go, like, to the theater every week or whatever. I wish I had more time. And, like, honestly, I wish that I thought that I could do that without just, like, wanting to
like, without it ending in me watching so many movies that made me actively dumber.
Yeah.
Like, because I feel like if I was doing that in, like, 2003, the average quality of the movie I would be going to see would be, like, acceptable. Whereas if I did that now, like, the chance of me having to look at Chris Pratt is just too high. Like, the risk of Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Anyway.
You just have to find the one movie theater that's not, or just pick the one showing that's not a Marvel movie.
It was just like, oh, I'm really excited for, like, oh, there's so many things I'm excited for, including the Super Mario movie, and I had to just, like, shut. Look, this guy, we chat about a lot of 90s? Things.
Me too.
You know, he's like, yeah, that was my whole childhood, and I'm thinking, like, do not say aloud the words, one of my friends used to edit the fucking Super Mario fan wiki, do not say those words out loud at work.
Wow. That's like the time that a customer in the store that I was working at the bookstore said the words out loud when only I could hear them and their friend could hear them. Something about writing Wolfstar fanfic on their Wattpad. And I had to actually do a double take and then pretend like I didn't hear anything.
We're too old for Wattpad.
Glory be to that guy, though. That's really amazing for him that's a thing that's getting him through the year is the fucking Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Yeah, like, I'm genuinely happy for him. I wish I was less online.
Alamo is offering $9 Tuesday screenings now, which I feel like is a prompt from them to me to be like, okay, nice. Motherfucker, you have no more excuses.
Yeah. Just go see more movies.
You have to come see a movie here once a week. And I do like them. So
that's cool.
It's like my loyalty is to them and Nighthawk, and that's basically it.
Yeah. Also, I feel like your chances of seeing something that's, like, not a complete waste of 90 minutes at the Alamo is, like, higher than me rocking up to my local Regal Cinema in Bellingham, fucking Washington.
Yeah. This is an interesting intro for the topic we're about to have, but I am going to add on one more thing where I was thinking about, like, getting a membership to the Hollywood or something, and, like, doing that at the Hollywood instead. That's not super accessible to me at the moment, but once it is, maybe I'll do that, or, like, go down to the Movie Madness a couple times a week and, like, specifically make sure to, like, rent movies at the Movie Madness.
Yeah.
I miss going to a fucking video rental place.
Sign up for the Movie Madness emails. They closed the last one in
Bellingham. It was tragic.
So sad.
What was that, Helena?
Oh, you should sign up for the Movie Madness emails, because they'll send you an email every week saying, here's what we have that came in that's new.
That's a good idea. Yeah. I'd also like to get emails about their, like, when they do their sidewalk sale, too.
Yes. Yes.
I swear to God, I am driving down from Bellingham for the next Movie Madness sidewalk sale. I swear to God.
It was going on, I think, while I was down there, but it was like when we had the ice that was really bad, and I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
I missed it.
Anyway, so we just spent a bunch of time knocking on shitty movies, but also there's a difference because we're smart. No, that's not what I mean.
No, there's a difference because there's shitty movies that have heart, and there's shitty movies that are soulless cash grabs, and I maintain, you know, and just because the fact that we can tell the difference means we have taste.
But also,
is it good taste?
You said
fuck off.
No. You said before this, like, every movie is somebody's favorite movie. Yeah, right?
That is true. I think that was Chris that said that was the first time I had heard that, and I genuinely, like, sometimes when I'm mad on the internet, I repeat that to myself, and it, like, genuinely makes me shut the fuck up.
Yeah, it makes me, like, more fond of whatever it is I'm mad about, because it's like, I don't know, somebody loves it. Like,
even if I'm like, yeah, that sucked, it's like, okay, well, like, for some person out there, it fulfilled its purpose.
Sometimes it makes me madder, but...
That's fair.
if I'm watching a movie I'm just saying that if I'm watching a movie that I think is kind of overrated, or not very good. And I think about the fact that there's somebody somewhere who is like, this is the best movie I've ever seen. I have to be like, I mean, I don't go out and seek fights with this person, but I'm just like, that makes me madder, actually.
So, the thing is that I try to only deploy this with things that I, like, think are, like, not things that I think are overrated. Because if it's things that I think that are overrated, I'm, like, inventing a guy to get mad at.
I guess, yeah, I get you.
Or, indeed, I am, like, there is a guy that I'm getting mad at because they're trying to insist that this movie is fabulous, and I'm like, I genuinely do not think that this is all it is cracked up to be. I really think you're, you know, but, you know, I feel like that every time I watch the fucking Oscars, so...
Yeah.
You know, I do try to avoid using this as a tool to invent a guy to be mad at.
Right.
Yeah, I'm very much, with the particular, I'm not going to say it out loud, with a particular movie that I'm thinking of, I'm very much not inventing guys. Yes. They are out there. But
hey, Helena, put the movie in the chat.
I think I know exactly what movie you're thinking of.
Put the movie in the chat. I won't say it out loud on the podcast.
I'm not going to say it out loud.
Oh,
yeah, I knew exactly that is what you were thinking of.
Right. You know, there are other movies that I could be talking about, but I was just thinking about that one in particular. It's okay. But yeah, when I'm watching, like, Deep Blue Sea, I'm not mad at the idea of somebody loving Deep Blue Sea. Yeah.
Okay, hang on.
Deep Blue
this
Sea
is
earlier.
the one with the sharks that are
sharks.
too smart.
Yes.
Not okay.
How
not
quickly we
not
forget.
No, there are two movies that are titled that. One of them is the one that we did a podcast about, and the other one is like a Terrence Davies like marital drama thing.
Yes, this is true.
And every single time my wires get crossed.
So
how could you think of anything other than the horrible shark movie?
Because Rachel Weisz is in the other one.
That's fair. She should have been in the shark movie.
Terrence Davies name drop, excellent time again. Every time we name drop Terrence Davies, I'm just gonna remind everybody to watch Benediction, which incidentally was not nominated for any Oscars this year. Go fuck yourself.
I saw that.
Anyway,
yes, 2011. It's Rachel Weisz, Tom Hiddleston, and Simon Russell Beale.
Fuck.
I'm just saying, I've never seen it and I want to see it really bad.
Okay, but that's have hyper smart sharks in it?
But it does have Rachel Weisz and Tom Hiddleston fucking behind Simon Russell Beale's back and like, look, I'm sold.
That's fun.
Does it have LL Cool J in it though? Is what I'm saying.
No, I think that this is we're unfairly comparing to
why pit two queens against each other? I think maybe
exactly, Matty.
Okay.
You know what else I'm gonna add? What other like category of stuff that I'm about to add to this list of like
what
it's mediocre, but it makes me like, but I like it is like mediocre British indie movies for old people. which is a subgenre that I watch a lot of.
What a way to remind the entire world that you watch Dig, Ezra.
Fuck off.
I was going to ask for an example, but I was immediately provided with one. So.
Yeah, no, there's like the one, let's see, that had the entire cast of the History Boys in it. What has...
Recently?
Yeah, hang on.
I remember you talking about this, but I don't remember the movie.
By the entire cast of the History Boys, do you mean...
I mean...
Is Jamie
literally
Parker in it?
Yes, he has everybody. It's like not like a bunch of people have like bit parts, but they did end up like casting everybody.
Well, yes.
That's why your Discord display name, Helena, is
History Boys alumnus.
History Boys alumnus, right?
Yep. Jamie Parker, Dominic Cooper.
It's called The Lady in the Van.
The Lady in the Van. That's the one with Maggie Smith. Yes.
Yep. Yeah. And so movies like that, which are fundamentally not ambitious, but generally write good and interesting roles for older British actors, especially women. And that's why I love them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
My parents and I go see a lot of movies like that, and I regret absolutely fucking nothing.
I love you guys. Now, in a exact contrast, I've realized my favorite overarching like shitty genres are like stoner comedies, but for horror movies, and like garbo sci-fi. Like, that's the shit I love.
Matty, the thing is that you and I are always shaking hands over the garbo sci-fi.
I know, but like, did I make you watch the Doom movie with Carl Urban? Did you sit through that one with me?
Yeah, the Doom movie?
The Doom movie with Carl Urban.
I don't think so. I've watched a bunch of terrible sci-fi with Carl Urban in it with you. I don't think I've watched the Doom movie. We're putting Dread on this, though.
I don't think Dread is as bad as some of the other stuff.
That's fair. Dread is legitimately good.
The Rock and Carl Urban and Doug Jones are in this movie.
Love it.
Okay, I'm sold. Let's go.
Doom 2005.
Okay, I'm putting this on my list of shit to watch. Doom 2005. Let's fucking go.
It's so bad.
Does it have anything to do with the iconic video game?
Yes, it is based on the iconic video game Doom.
Rosamund Pike is in this?
Yes.
Incredible.
It has an incredible cast, and it's so fucking stupid.
This looks dumb as hell.
It's really dumb.
Exquisite.
I love it.
This was a box office bomb, grossing 58.7 million worldwide against a production budget between 60 and 70 million.
Yeah.
Fuck yes.
So, Dwayne The Rock Johnson plays a character named Sarge.
Yeah.
I just want to throw that out there. That's cool. Mm-hmm. Ben Daniels is in it, Ezra.
What?
Yeah.
He plays a guy called Goat.
I really wish everyone listening to this podcast could see the face I just made. I would follow Ben Daniels into hell. I'm not even kidding.
I'm right there along with you. He's literally
such a good actor.
Perfect. Steve will do that. We're gonna watch Doom.
Yeah, Ben Daniels is literally the Eurydice to my Orpheus. I would do anything for him. Yeah, including watching Doom.
Oh my god.
Hey, remember that time that I was trying to watch the Jesus Christ Superstar live stream and it kept crapping out, so I watched Violet's Dream 6 times, and then he replied to me on Twitter with the place that made the bespoke gloves he had on for that?
Yes. I do remember
I'm gonna tell this story a bunch of times and I don't care.
Yeah. Great human. Also in the Terrence Davies film Benediction, which was not nominated for any Oscars this year. Just want to second that mention. Again, that's my second Benediction mention for this episode.
Why was I thinking about... What else is Terrence D?
He did Long Day Closes. Anyway, we don't have time. He's genuinely a wonderful artistic filmmaker. He's a wonderful, wonderful filmmaker, not the subject of this podcast because we're not talking about...
we're not talking about good movies.
We're trying to talk about, like, dumb movies that we love anyway. So, yeah. I've...
Saw?
Brothers Grimm. What?
Yeah.
I mean, Saw... I actually think dumb, for me, is, like, a bit of a harsh word. I actually think that Saw, for example, is quite clever.
Yes. So my addition to this topic was like movies that people rag on, and or dunk on, and that doesn't necessarily mean they're bad. I think, right? Yeah. Like I mentioned, the John Wicks I think are actually pretty decent in a lot of ways. Is some of the writing not very good? Yes. Is there a lot of things, especially technically, that I think are really good about the Wick movies? Yes, absolutely. I think the first Saw, especially, is a good movie. Which then spawned several other movies that are not quite so good. This is entirely a, like... And yet these movies get dunked on, right? That, like, interesting twist of... And to be fair, Doom is bad. But...
Yeah, fair. Well, I feel like there's an element of, like, people... Especially when it's people dunking on it who, like, haven't seen it. Or people... Yeah, where it's like it gets known. One specific thing about it becomes a shorthand for the whole movie. It's like the people who are like well, why didn't they just take the eagles? Like, why didn't they just fly the eagles to Mordor, and then you, like, look at them and they admit that they've never actually watched Lord of the Rings, and it's and like, well, buddy, them. Maybe if you watched the movie, you would find out the plot. Yeah. Like, it's like, okay, sure. It's almost like I feel like there's an element of movies here that have a bad reputation.
Right. Yeah.
Where lots of people have heard of it.
Yeah, I think Saw is going through some, like, revisionism, at least from people that, like,
that is
not
fair.
Revisionism, but, like, people are kind of doing what I see, with a lot of M. Night Shyamalan movies recently with some people that I follow.
I feel like
where they're
specifically
just, like,
horror is getting there are a lot of horror movies that are getting an image rehab. Because
there's a Saw Renai-Saw-sance.
Yeah, there is a Saw Renai-Saw-sance, and also there the sector of movie watchers who are willing to consider that horror movies can have artistic merit is widening.
Yeah, totally.
Because the idea of, like, art house horror is in vogue.
Yeah.
And it's like, I feel like it's very, it's like cool to be like, but you know, like, but this is horror that has artistic merit or whatever, as opposed to all that horror that doesn't have artistic merit.
All that other stupid horror, and then
which is actually the better horror movies. Yes.
And then,
shut up and watch Halloween.
Yeah.
But that's, that's
for real.
The point.
My man Carpenter's been out there doing this shit for years.
He's been doing the fucking work. Watch The Thing.
Congratulations to him, by the way, for being a grandfather. Congratulations.
Yeah. Our dad, John Carpenter.
Grandfather. Yeah, I feel like, especially given what the budget that the James Wan and Lee Wan-el were, like, working with when they made Saw 2, I think it's extremely impressive. And, it definitely feels influenced, by, like, it's 2004, we are living in both a post Pulp Fiction and a post Sixth Sense world where there is some kind of, like, we want to work in, make this more interesting and make it more fun, and we've been influenced by, like, the non-linear storytelling of Pulp Fiction and the twist endings of Sixth Sense. That's definitely, like, in the air, I think. And I think they do it, like, they incorporate them better than some other stuff that I've seen from around that time. And since then, quite honestly. And it's still fun while you're watching it. It's not just like, oh, I know the twist. Because I actually did know one of the ending twists of Saw going into it. And it didn't ruin the experience.
I think it's kind of hard not to at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to avoid. And
it's been almost 20 years since Saw, which is crazy. 20 years since Saw 1 came out.
No,
it's 19 years old.
Canceling the passage of time. I am canceling it. We need a break.
I'm sure Adam wishes he could cancel the passage of time. His corpse is not doing well in that bathroom.
Ripped my sweet boy. He didn't deserve what he got.
He didn't deserve it. Well,
one of these days I'm going to have to watch Saw just so I can be conversant in Saw. But this is one of those ones that I do need somebody to watch it with you. And, like, I need you to tell me what's gonna happen in terms of the violence before it happens, so I'm not anticipating it.
Yes.
Like, it's okay to be like, this dude is about to have a bad thing happen to this part of his body, so I can stop, like...
Yeah, the biggest thing I can think of is someone, like, cuts off their own foot, and it's pretty significantly, like, you could tell it's about to happen. That's, like, the worst thing I can think of off the dome.
I feel like there's, you know what it is that when I at some point in one of the way later Saw movies, there's a bunch of eye scream stuff.
Yes.
And so I just assumed that was in all of them. Yeah.
Saw 2 is when they start to become more gory. Saw 1, like I keep joking, is like they just didn't have the budget for gore. They spent it all on Carrie Elwes.
I mean, and I'm sure they got their money's worth.
Yeah.
There's, like, one thing with some, like, intestines or stuff, some scary stuff, but, like, they don't really show a lot of it. Yeah. And it's not that bad.
And then there's also the other part at the end with Adam and the toilet lid.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of things. It is not anywhere near as gross as the rest of the Saw movies, which I think is because, like, that's one of the things that Saw became known for, right? Is it became known as the torture porn series. It got put in with like Hostel and those movies, but like that was entirely from 2 onwards.
Okay.
Which is interesting. Which is why I'm like, no, guys, even if you don't like the gore and stuff, you can watch Saw 1, I promise. Yeah, anyway, I'll watch Saw 1 with you.
Okay.
You don't have to watch any of the other ones. I'll do that for the team.
Nice.
But
yeah, I can't. I just can't. I know that I can't watch any of the ones that have the eyeball horror in them.
Very reasonable.
Cause no.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what movie I'm gonna put on this list that proves that occasionally movies like this still do get made? First Kingsman movie.
Yeah, totally.
Like trashy but fun.
Yeah, kind of goofy.
Yeah, kind of goofy. Not any great like.
Doesn't take itself too seriously.
No, not any great achievement in the art of filmmaking, but like, you know, I didn't feel like it was a waste of 2 hours of my life.
No, it was like fun and goofy. It was like in terms of like my affection for it, I would put it on the level of Brothers Grimm, where I was like, this movie was like fine, but I have such a love for it. It's just goofy.
Brothers Grimm, I don't know what it is about that stupid movie. I
don't know either.
Okay, the thing about it is that the characters are good. It's character driven, like it's fundamentally character driven, and I feel like that is something that like there are so many, especially like big tentpole films these days, are so focused on cramming as much IP into them as they possibly can, that it's like, oh, this is getting driven by, we have to cram 70,000 plot beats into it, or we have to cram 50 million cameos into it, or, you know, we have to hit all these, we have to hit this, and this, as opposed to like movies that feel like the characters' desires are driving the story. And like, say what you want about the Brothers Grimm, the events in that movie happened because people want things.
Yeah. That's a fair point for sure.
Yeah. And it's also a delightful Heath Ledger performance.
I mean, also, it's just that like it's really like Heath Ledger's really good.
Yeah.
Like, that movie would not work nearly as well if Heath Ledger wasn't that good.
I love dumb movies where like the plot and the writing is dumb, but the actors are like, I'm gonna act my whole ass off about it though.
I just want to point out that movie came out in 2005, no?
Something like that. So. Sure.
Because it's very important, because if that's true, then he did that came out the same year as Brokeback Mountain, which I kind of
a strong year for my man.
Sure it did. Yeah. That was a good year for him. That was a very good year for him.
Sometimes I just get like an attack of missing Heath Ledger.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
Yeah.
But he did Brothers Grimm for us. He left us.
He left us many great legacies, one of which I'm assuming no one could have expected was the fucking Brothers Grimm movie that the three of us won't shut up about.
Yep.
Look, I'm certainly not thanking...
a strong imprint on my personality.
Yeah, I'm certainly not thanking Terry Gilliam for that movie, because he doesn't deserve that right now.
I am so... That was one of those ones where like I felt genuinely let down when he turned out to be a dickweed. I like Brazil a lot, you guys.
Brazil's a very good movie. And it's like, really, what happened to Brazil. That guy? Right?
Yeah, and he got old. And sometimes people getting old is fine, and other times people getting old gives you brain worms.
Yeah, being
It makes me think of, like, Bill Shatner, where he made, like, Star Trek, and then he was like, when did Star Trek get political? And somebody was like, you were there. And he was like, that was social commentary. And it's like... I am shaking you, dude.
And then he went to space and had like a fucking crisis and was like, holy shit. You saw that quote from him about that, right? I did. And when he came back, he was like, I am like so depressed right now because I feel like this is put everything in a horrible perspective for me that I did not expect. And Jeff Bezos was just like, hey, shut up, Rhea, pop the champagne, fuck you. And it was just like, well,
genuinely the proof that I needed that Jeff Bezos does not have a soul.
Yeah. crazy.
Like, if we needed proof that Jeff Bezos had made a deal with the devil, like, it turns out the devil is real, and Jeff Bezos specifically sold his soul, and you can tell because he went to space and felt nothing.
Yeah.
I do feel for Terry Gilliam that he hasn't. Well, I don't really feel for him. I mean, I know it's frustrating to like want to make a movie out of Don Quixote and not succeeding in that for many, many years. That would frustrate me. Not frustrate anybody, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's fair.
But somebody will do it someday.
Someday somebody will make a movie of Don Quixote that will finally erase the memory of the horrendous film version of Man of La Mancha, which I unfortunately had to watch in my high school Spanish class, which is an experience I can only describe as excruciating.
Yeah.
Speaking of movies that are bad and do not rule.
Yeah. All right. I know we got to wrap up pretty soon.
God.
Unless you guys want to keep talking more while I peace out early, because I should probably head to bed. So
I mean, I need to eat dinner and stuff.
I was gonna say, okay. I'm unbelievably fucking hungry right now.
Yeah. So are there any like last movies we want to throw on the list just to be like, also I love this or whatever?
Oh, hey, you know what? I
just
appreciate
briefly.
Seeing Across the Universe on here.
Thank you.
Amanda and I both love that movie.
That's
we
a
both
movie that, like,
own DVDs of it separately.
And, like, that's so cute. I love that there's 200% more DVDs of Across the Universe in your household than there are in most households.
Yep.
That's so good. That's a movie that, like, I feel like there are movies that endear themselves to me purely because they took a chance. Mm-hmm. And, like, whether or not whatever they ended up doing, like, worked out objectively, like, at least they did something.
Yeah.
Like, across the universe, some of that shit is like, what the fuck? Whose fucking idea was that? But, like, you know.
I think it all works together.
There's some stuff in there that I think is genuinely, like, really exciting and on the level of, like, musical theater, like, musical film directing, rather.
Yeah, no, 100%.
Joe
and for
Anderson,
the most part, everybody can sing, which is not true of all movie musicals.
It's true. And I do like what Joe Anderson is doing. And Evan Rachel Wood, obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I definitely see why people rag on it, for sure. But then I'm also just like, yeah, but, she took a chance with it, and I think that's admirable.
I understand that was partly, people were like, oh, it's so cringe because it's like the original fan base of the Beatles. A lot of teenage girls really liked that movie.
All right, I was a teenage girl. I don't know.
Yeah, and I'm I don't know what to tell you, fam. I was a teenage girl and I liked that movie.
That's why I liked Brothers Grimm too. Like,
yeah, that's an interesting. I feel like that's another element that I'm just seeing so much less these days. Is like, real question: where are the movies for girls? Like, what happened to movies for girls?
I think they're making more shows now.
I guess it's just that everything is streaming now, and if I don't, that just means that I don't know what any of it is, because I don't browse streaming services. I've realized that I forget that people, like, flip through streaming services the way, like, you used to flip through television channels, because I'm like, I only go on streaming services if I'm looking for a specific thing I already know I'm looking for.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought, not to bring it back back around to just Disney Pixar, because I think that's incredibly grim. Haha, Brothers Grimm. But again, I think that Turning Red was really good for that.
Yeah.
But they're few and far between. and that movie did get ragged on because by true. Idiots, because they're just like, how dare you mention the existence of girls having their periods in this movie? And people were just like, because it's a thing that happens, and this movie is about experiencing puberty.
It's gonna menstruate at one point or another.
Yeah. And that's an experience that a lot of people don't get to see in movies, and like there's a lot of like silence around that topic.
Yeah.
So like,
I also feel like the boom of the young adult genre book adaptation has gone busto.
Yeah.
It's more like the other way around, where they'll make a show and then make a book about it.
Yeah.
I feel.
Yeah, I feel like they decided that they had exhausted all of the apocalypse happened, but somehow the most important thing is still whether I'm going to end up with the blonde or the brunette, which I'm like, okay, the question that teenage girls have been asking themselves since Man from U.N.C.L.E. was big. I've talked to my mother about this. This was a big thing.
She was also a Spock.
Yeah, she was also, she's like, no, I liked Spock and Robert Vaughn because I like brunettes. Looks at my dad.
And I respect that. I respect that for her.
Yeah. It's tough. Anyway. It's tough out there.
I don't know.
Yeah. I think that's a good
make more movies like make more movies like Twilight. Make more movies that aren't afraid to be cringe.
Twilight wouldn't have.
All right, well,
this day and age.
That's the that actually is the note that I'm gonna take us out on. Make more movies like Twilight.
That gets clipped and put on fucking TikTok or whatever. My life gets ruined.
Will do.
Yeah, I just want to make a note for posterity that Ezra said that, and I only repeated it. That's what I want to make a note for this podcast. Okay, thank you, TikTokers.
You know what? No, I'm standing by that one. Also, I didn't say it on video like a fucking person who doesn't care about internet privacy.
There you go. One step ahead of the game. Well, I guess that's all. Thanks for hanging out with us here on Sneople at the Movies, the #1 Twilight Stan podcast apparently from the Infinity Break Network. Check out infinitybreak.net for more awesome content, and come hit us up on Twitter at people_snake, or shoot us an email at sneopleatthemovies@gmail.com. Our amazing music was done by Johnny Ronaldo, who you can find at Johnny Ronaldo on Twitter. Our super snazzy logo was designed by Bethany Luthold. You can check her out at bethanyluthold.wixsite.com. If you've got a subject you want to hear us talk about, a movie you think we absolutely need to see, or you want to explain why Rotten Tomatoes is wrong about your favorite movie, which they always are, come say hello. Also, if you can, please leave a review on iTunes and share the show with any friends who you think would enjoy it. Any way you can spread the news helps us so much, and we would really appreciate it. And as always, thanks for listening, and we'll see you at the movies.